What is going on, guys? Jay Craft here, Facebook group Bowl Around Pickers Lounge. Coming at you to talk with you again. I know you might not want to hear it. We're talking about Pokemon. Pokemon. The reason we're talking about it today is because I have had a drastic change in heart about my thoughts and my position within Pokemon over the last 4 months. Now, to give you some context, I invested into Pokemon in 2017. And to be very clear, I don't care if you work in Pokemon. I don't care if you do any type of e-commerce selling. If you're within the collectibles market and you have money tied up into collectibles, there's going to be some valuable information here for you. I don't care about the ad revenue, all that good stuff. Just stick around, learn something with me, okay? I invested into the Pokemon collectibles market in about 2017. Burning Shadows set. I bought about $10,000, maybe $15,000 worth of that set. And I had the strong belief that this set was going to go up in value based on a number of market factors, whether it be scarcity of sealed product, whether it be, I felt that there was going to be hype on that product coming in time. We'll talk about hype a little bit later. I had my own I hate to say it, my own personal hunches based on content creation, forums, overall feeling about Pokemon at the time. I felt it was undervalued, so I went ahead and made a play on it. Now, over the last 4 months, you really haven't seen me on YouTube. I haven't been producing a whole lot of content because why? Well, I've been busy selling Pokemon products. And I know that's going to sound ridiculous, but this guy right here has sold well in excess of $100,000 worth of Pokemon products. Yes, not only the stuff that I purchased in 2017, but I have been buying and flipping cases and almost damn near pallets worth of new product that I'm having imported in from Japan, as well as working directly with American distributors and companies. The money has been fantastic. And you might even remember 4 or 5 months ago, I did a partnership type deal with a company called Team 9 Comics, and I've loved the time that I spent working with them. But guess what? Even them, they decided to cut me loose as well. Now, I don't have a whole lot of bad blood. I mean, we can touch on that as well, but I understand why, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second as well. So Pokemon has been wildly fantastic for me, and I encouraged everyone out there to go ahead and buy a bunch of Pokemon and make some money. But my personal thoughts and beliefs are starting to shift on that, and I'm going to explain to you why. And some people, I've already heard it from people, they're saying, Jay, you're crazy. It's a to the moon type commodity. That's a phrase that was coined by Wall Street Bets. They're saying it's a to the moon. It's going to continue to go up in value forever. And I'm just simply going to say that's not true of anything, and it's certainly not going to be true of Pokemon. And again, I'm not saying, this is clear, the market is not going to completely crash. We're not going to see Wizards of the Coast base set, first edition set, at a flea market going for $1,000 from somebody desperate to get their money back. Okay. And we're not going to see, modern sets, like even that, a battle styles falling below $70 a booster box, $80 a booster box. We might see them get close. We've seen it happen before, okay? But I don't see stuff like that getting down to $20, $30, $40 a box, well below wholesale. I just don't see it happening. But what I am saying is that if you're one of those people that is heavily invested within this commodity, and we're talking stuff, 2017 and earlier, we're talking, Lost Thunder, we're talking the earlier stuff, that era that's a little bit more tricky to find, you may want to consider selling your stuff. Now is a great time to sell, and the writing is on the wall as far as why I chose to liquidate 95% of my position. So I made a little list of all the points, and there's no particular order. And this video isn't edited. Oh, wow, I just realized I have the little reseller roundup frame around my video right now. Here, let me get rid of that for you. I just didn't have the time to be able to do that. Let me see if there we go. So I didn't even have the time to get everything properly put together. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to be gone for like 4 or 5 days. And I just wanted to get this video out because I promised a lot of people that I would. I've got a lot of questions about it. So first thing is there's infighting amongst collectors and resellers. Now, this is going to happen in most communities with most collectible goods. There's going to be the group of people who love the product for the product. Okay. People who, I love the artwork. I love the cards. I love playing the game. I love wearing the pins. I love wearing the hats. I love using the matchbooks. There's going to be all different types of people that love the product for what it is, or sometimes what the product means or what the product stands for. And then you're going to have your other people who are there to service that community. You're going to have your professional resellers, and then you're also going to have your small time resellers, those who are going to brick and mortar, waiting for stores to open, standing in line in front of Starbucks to be able to buy cups. You're going to have those in between type people. And within this community, more so than any other community, because the average age of the person within this community is between 25 and 35, there is an absolute insane level of just anger and fight and piss and vinegar within this community, between these separate classes of individuals, and with no real understanding that each one is necessary to support the other. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, a community can thrive and be fine without resellers. Yes and no, because you want your product to be worth something. If you're a collector, you want to have value. And guess what? To have value, that item actually needs to have some scarcity. And because the product that we're working in is Pokemon cards, and there's no such thing as scarcity in mass market collectibles, you need resellers there to hold back some of this product to create a scarcity, so that way your product is worth something. And I know what there's going to be people out there that say, no, Jay, I'm just in it because I love the art and I love the game, and there's these evil people out there that are making it harder for me to be able to play and enjoy the game that I want to play. Sure, but guess what? Sadly, you're in the minority. Okay, a large portion of the people, I'd probably say well over 90% of the people, are here to make money. And we're using Pokemon as a fiat currency. It's very important to understand that. We've seen it happen with video games before. I've seen articles from Wall Street Journal talking about how video game consoles and video games themselves are the next currency because they're essentially interchangeable with cash. Those of you who are within the Pokemon industry right now can say, oh yeah, a box of Vivid Voltage is worth $200. And guess what? I can find 50 people by end of day that will give me $200 for a box of Vivid Voltage. It is in essence a fiat currency right now. Okay. And it's a valued currency because we have all agreed that it is worth something. But this is where the real scare comes in, is the fact that there is more and more people each day who are beginning to agree that the product isn't worth as much as people are saying it's worth. Now, I know that a small downtrace in price isn't a huge deal, but when I couple it with all the other signs that I'm seeing, that's what caused me to worry. So it's important. Resellers and collectors, they all have their place. And because this community, no matter how hard I've tried and no matter how hard I've seen other people try, is completely unwilling to respect the fellow individual. There's resellers who are angry that collectors won't sell their products, and there's collectors who are angry that resellers are buying products at retail. There's collectors who are angry that resellers are buying product from distributors, okay, and getting access to product that way, even though they have the same means to be able to get access to that product too. There's just too much fighting, and the shit talking on there. There's so much of it, and it's so mean and so rude. And you have to understand, when somebody's brand new to the market and they're coming in for the first time, bright-eyed, bushy tail, guess what? They got $5,000 to $10,000 in a savings account. And they come to one of these collector pages and they're looking to make a deal. And guess what? They've accidentally posted something that they have for sale for 20% more than what it's worth, because guess what? They simply don't know. And you guys rip him a new one. Guy's not going to want to do business ever again with Pokemon. And he's going to take his $5,000 or $10,000 that he was going to spend in collecting, and I have to use this heavy air quotes here, investing in modern day Pokemon cards. Okay, that money's gone. And it's all because you guys treated him like shit. Okay, and I'm not going to say I've been the nicest person, because I've seen a lot of mean people and I'll combat it right back. But that infighting is going to destroy the community. And I trust me when I say this, Pokemon, more than any other collectible category I can think of right now, is desperately going to need a community to hold itself up. Because with all fiat currencies, if we all agree it's not worth anything, then guess what? It's not going to be worth anything anymore. Again, Beanie Babies took 4 weeks to unravel. 4 weeks. And it was pretty much $1 billion commodity at the time. And I know some people are going to say, well, you can't compare Beanie Babies to Pokemon. Frankly, you can. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. I went into that in the last video. Next one, oversupply at retail, online, within groups, sealed, slabs, and singles. Guys, there's a lot of product out there right now. A whole lot of product. There's a scary amount of singles. There's more coming to the market every day as people unearth their collections from their basements. Their parents find their old collections. They're going to old LGSs. They're going to the swap meet. They're finding more. Guys, there is a ton of product out there. There's a ton of sealed Wizard of the Coast product out there. You want to tell me something is rare? Show me a product I can't go buy today. I can go buy a base set box. I can go buy Fossil, Jungle. I can buy First Edition. I can buy any number of different booster boxes from different sets and different languages. I can get loose packs. I can get the cards. I can get slabs for days. Slabs being the PSA graded cards. There's tons of it out there, and more than enough to make me feel uncomfortable, because what's going to happen is as more and more people come to the market, and I've seen the messages already, people saying, hey, I'm like lowering my prices like 10% on $1,000 piece. I'm trying to get 900. It's like crickets. I can't even get 900 right now. And I'm telling people, okay, guys, there's a lot of it out there. And that was one of the things that I was worried about, the sheer amount of product that's out there. Something isn't rare. If a booster box isn't rare if I can go online and there's 200 of them available for sale. Okay. And here's the thing. If I go online and there's 0 available for sale and I have to make a few phone calls to find one, I promise you, it's still not rare. It might be scarce, might be difficult to find in the market, but that does not mean that it's actual rare good. Now, they're not to say that there isn't rare goods that are worth investing into. The top end of the Pokemon market, the truly difficult stuff to find, put your money there. Great investment. That stuff will either hold or most likely gain over time, as long as the market as a whole doesn't completely fall apart. PSA, CGC, etc. cards are going to be flooding the market en masse. It's important to understand that PSA is backed up nearly 2 to 3 million cards right now. Just an insane amount of cards, to the point where they had to stop taking submissions. They had to tell everyone, we can't take any more of these cards right now. There's too many of them. We have to get caught up. How is that not horrifying to anyone? Again, the value of these goods is derived from their scarcity. And I want to be clear too, that this rarity, the scarcity as well, is relative to the number of people who actually want the good. Something could be, one of 500, one of 5,000, one of even 50,000. But if there's 50 million people who want it, okay, 50,000, that's not enough. There's not going to be enough to go around, and people are going to have to pay good money to be able to get their hands on this. Okay. But the moment you have 500 and only 50 people want it, now we've got a problem. Now we've got a serious situation where, that supply is way too much. And then you also have to couple that with the fact that the higher the price these goods get, the less people are going to be able to buy of it. Okay. We have wallet fatigue setting in at a degree I've never seen. Now, on my last video, I talked about the strength of the Pokemon market, and I want to be clear, a lot has happened since that last video. We've had a ridiculous meme coin that has made people that I know money into the 6 figures, okay, of a random token crypto coin. Okay. We've had 3 stimulus payments since I last talked with you guys. There has been uncertainty in the strength of the dollar comparative to or relative to what's going on with inflation. Okay, a lot of things have been going on over the last 3 or 4 months that were essentially unpredictable external market factors. Forgive me if I'm jumping around. Like I said, I got a long list. The next thing that's going to happen, which is what we're starting to see right now, is going to be losses on specific sets and products for first-time speculators. There's people who are coming to the market for the first time that have no idea what they're doing. All they know is, these people made money on a set a year ago, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it this time around. I'm not going to do any additional research. I'm just looking at the pattern, and I'm not asking myself, why did they make money on those sets? What was the market factor that allowed them to make money on that set? And we're having people that are going to start losing money. This is important to note. Battle Styles, the set that I'm working with, I got another 200 boxes coming in the mail. Okay, I'm going to break even on those, or I'm going to make a small profit on those, and that's fine. Okay, well, let me be clear. I'm probably going to make another $5,000 to $7,000, if not a little bit more after fees, shipping costs, taxes, etc. It's not really worth it for the time, but it is going to be money to be made. There are people who are not buying at the correct price point who are now going to start losing money. People who are buying in booster boxes at 120, 130, 140 with the intent of trying to get, 200 to 225, 250 like they've seen with other sets historically. That's not going to happen for them. This set has a large amount of product that's still going to come, and I expect prices to go down. And I expect them to go down aggressively, as there isn't going to be enough people who are interested in buying that product this next time around with another product so damn close right around the corner. There's going to be some flash sales going on. You're going to see stuff getting very, very cheap, especially for those first-time resellers, those first-time business owners who are getting product in, who have never had this type of product before, who spent $50,000 buying up a pallet's worth of it. They're going to be struggling to try and shift this stuff to regain their money before the next set comes out. No one's playing the game. And I know, yes, sure, there's some people online playing it. Sure, there's some people at your local game store who are playing it. Devil in the details, I'm sure. But there is no one playing it. 99% of the people who are in this category are here for the money. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but we just have to come to terms with that. No one's playing the game. And for something like this to really have holding power, it needs more organic collectability. Right now, everything's driven by this hype, this idea that you can make money on it. And we've talked about this. I made great money on it. Okay. I'm not saying you can't. Everything's being driven by this notion that you're going to make money. It's to the moon. No one is playing the damn game. Okay. And if you're not playing the game and there's people who aren't there and engaged for the sole purpose of the product, that's a little bit scary. Okay, because if we're all here for the money and then the money isn't there anymore, then we're all going to leave for that same reason. Stimulus money is running out. Okay, I think we got maybe one more check coming, and I'm not saying the whole thing is backed on stimulus money, but boy, oh boy, have I had a lot of people come and spend their stimulus money with me. And I talked about this before. I said, when this money starts coming out, you better have your nets ready, because if you have your nets out and ready, you're going to be catching a lot of these dollars. That money may be running out here soon. That's something important to keep in mind. Also, that rent moratorium may be ending in September. And if it does, a lot of people are going to have to go back to spending money on rent who haven't been spending money on rent. And I'll tell you this, during an economic challenging period, the last thing that anyone is going to do is hold tight to their collectibles. Collectibles are the first thing out the door when people need money. Okay, whether it's your old baseball card or Pokemon collection, your stamps, your coins, your first edition books, whatever it might be, that stuff is right out the door. Your beautiful wife is not going to let you keep your first edition PSA 9 Shadowless Charizard when the mortgage is due and you don't have any money. She's going to tell you to go sell it. And the market will not be kind to those who wait till everyone is desperate to get money. This is why I sold when I sold. I made a point to sell off as much as I could before I went on this vacation. Like I said, over 95% of my holdings have been sold. I have maybe, 7 cases of product left, and I've gone through hundreds of cases. So keep that in mind. Another thing too is there's a lot of virgin collectors in this market, and a lot of these collectors do not know how to hold the correct product. There is good product worth holding, okay? But they're either not buying the stuff worth holding or they don't know how to hold. That's kind of a little small side note that I had here too. Next up, there's horrid advice within the collecting community. Some of the worst advice that I've ever seen from people who have never done any type of real asset collectible management in their life, who are telling people, when I see the comment or see the post, hey guys, I've got $1,000. Can you tell me something that I should buy that will go up in value in 6 months or 12 months? Anything in the get a balanced S&P 500. Okay. But if you're looking, I can't tell you how many people I've walked off an edge who are, I'm looking to spend a couple $1,000s on goods that I can buy that can help pay for my child's college tuition when they get older. And I say, don't buy Pokemon then. Like, what? You sell Pokemon. You like Pokemon. You tell people, that you can make money making Pokemon. I'm like, yes, you certainly can. But if your child's future is the thing that's at stake, if that's what we're talking about right now, then you shouldn't be buying Pokemon. Because guess what? I can't predict 10 years in the future, and it would be woefully foolish for you to try and predict 10 years in the future on something like Pokemon. There's better, more secure, and safe investments other than Pokemon for your child's education. But the advice that I see within the comments is painfully bad. Take everything you see with a grain of salt. I saw a comment on Reddit that really got me thinking. It stayed with me forever. If you get nothing out of this video but this comment, take this one. It was that the more that I read online about things that I don't, or the things that I do know, the more comments that I read online about things that I do know, the less that I trust comments on things that I don't know. Okay. I read through and I see some painfully bad advice that's going to cost people a lot of money. And I get on there and I try and counter and challenge these people. And no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just some guy who makes YouTube videos. You're just somebody who's, here to push product. You're just a reseller. Okay, cool. I'm a reseller who made $100,000 doing Pokemon in the last 6 months. I think just maybe I might have a little bit of understanding about these markets. And I'm telling you, for me, the writing's on the wall. Excuse me. The writing's on the wall right now. I'm not saying we're going to, have a massive collapse within the next 20 days, 30 days, 60 days. We got Chilling Reign coming out, and we got the 25th anniversary coming out. But as life returns to normalcy, and people are going to need money, and there's no people playing the game, and there's bad advice, and the community is toxic, and I'm seeing changes at the distributor level. The business that I was working with just said, okay, goodbye, we don't need you anymore. Because they don't. I came in there as volume sales. This is the weirdest thing about this commodity. I could have somebody doing $10,000 at a single time, and they say, hey, can I get a little bit of a price break? Can you do me any deals? No. And they're like, well, really? You can't? No. Because if you don't want to buy $10,000 worth of this tricky to get product, and this is how it was over the last 60 days, if you don't want to buy this product and pay $10,000, I'll just find 5 people and sell each one of them $2,000 each. And it's no sweat off my back. It might take me an extra day, but I'm not going to give up, 3%. I'm not going to give you $300. I'll just do the work myself. I'll do 1 extra day's worth of work and talk to 4 more people. Okay. Now, this entire time that I've been selling, pretty much since January 1, is when I really started going for it and started buying and selling this Pokemon product. I've seen the velocity, and it went straight up. I was putting out 15, 20 packages a day just for Pokemon. This is on top of my resale business on eBay. And I've watched those numbers soaring, going. And then we hit that point, and it's like, okay, we're holding. And then we started coming down. And I saw this crest happen as far as velocity and number of new messages, number of new people to the Pokemon market, the total dollar amount that people were looking to spend going from buying cases to buying individual product. And then I watched the descent within the community. And then I watched the sales get even slower after that. And then I watched the pre-orders get smaller. People who are investing on their pre-orders, but they're not buying as collectors anymore. It's almost all exclusively resellers. Handful of people here and there. But my pre-order numbers started coming down at the price point that I wanted to get, asterisks, okay? It's just, things are changing enough for me to warrant saying something. Because I would feel bad if you watched one of my videos and you're like, man, Jay says Pokemon is a blue chip investment right now, and then you go and lose some money and then you resent me for it. So I thought I would stop and make this video before vacation. I want to try and wrap up these points. I got to finish packing. Organic collectability versus hype-driven collectability. I don't feel there's enough organic collectability here currently. There was a healthy amount of it before, but that had gone from being 80% of the market, was those organic collectors, down to 1 or 2% almost every single person who's collecting currently is more concerned about the value of their collection and the value of their individual cards more so than they are the reason that they collected historically, whether it be to have a whole set or whether it be to enjoy the artwork or whether it be to be able to have a play set, whatever it might be. Here's another one. Pokemon made a statement and they said, hey, we hear you. We see the demand. We're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna ramp up production. Okay, we have 2 new facilities coming online. We're gonna ramp up production. We're gonna make sure that you get the cards that you want to get. And then they also dropped in this little morsel regarding reprints. Here's the thing, Pokemon Company. If you ramp up your production to 3x, you're completely hosed. Completely hosed. Worst thing you could possibly do. Okay, right now, you have caught up with demand. Right now, people can go into stores, and if they get there the day of a restock, they can most likely get product. Some towns, you can get it 2-3 days out. Some towns, you can get it 7 days a week. You have caught up with that demand. The prices for the resellers have gotten so low that it's almost not worth their trouble anymore. Those who want to make $5, $10, $15 on an item, they're still there, okay? You got your guys who want gas money, but the guys who were paying their rent or paying their electric bill aren't going anymore. It's not enough money, okay? You've caught up with what you need to catch up with. Don't you dare run your production to 3x, because if you do, you're going to have a lot of products sitting on the shelves and you're going to have a lot of angry investors on your hand. Additionally, if you reprint a set, oh my God, that'd be the most dangerous thing you could do. Especially if you reprint something that's in value right now. If you reprint Gym Heroes, if you reprint Evolutions is a sitting duck. If you have Evolutions booster boxes and you're holding them and you won't take your $900 a box, I think you're a fool. I think you're a bloody idiot, because they could reprint that set tomorrow and that set it'll instantly go right down $150, $200 set. And wait until you see the number of Charizard Evolution slabs that are going to be coming back from PSA. I guarantee you those PSA 10s, that pop report, what's going to happen when we get over 1,000 units? And you might think that is preposterous, but with up to 4 coming out of every box, sell them. Get rid of them. Now is the time to sell those. If you have them, sell them. You'd be foolish if you held on to them. It's easy money. Do you want that Pokemon booster box or do you want a 5-day vacation? Take the vacation, okay? Because Pokemon Company could reprint that box today and you could lose all the value on it. And that's horrifying to me. For somebody who was holding that much inventory, I didn't want to be the guy holding the bag at the end if they decide to reprint it. Here's another thing too. We're seeing spillover into other sets and other collectible goods. I feel a lot of this hype driven around sports cards is caused by this rush in Pokemon cards. I feel that the hype driven in NFTs is a byproduct of Pokemon cards. Marvel Ultimate Alliance collectible cards, Garbage Pail Kids cards. I feel this is all Pokemon spillover. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just the way that I see it. When things start going down for Pokemon, they're going to take the whole damn ship down with them. Everything's going to go down at the same time. And if you're saying that the Pokemon market isn't going to affect the sports market, I think it will. Okay. Now, on your super high-end stuff, there's going to be no impact, but those are completely different worlds. But I think on your $50 to $100, $150 cards, I think we're going to see down tracing the whole way through. Because when collectibles takes a hit, it's going to hit everyone. And the last thing I want to touch on is there's a lot of really bad information online regarding like wholesale and distributors and repairing cards and how to ship and this, that, and the other. The best thing I can suggest, and I know this video isn't going to ever make it to the people who actually need to hear it, support each other and actually learn how to do these things right. Learn how to ship cards correctly. If you're going to be doing card restoration, learn how to do it correctly. If you're going to sit there and you're going to talk to me about vendors, if you're going to sit there and talk to me about distributors, learn what wholesale prices are. Okay. Learn what these rates are and learn how the system works as far as actual allocation. I can't tell you how many people were talking about allocation and taking pre-orders, and they had no clue whether or not they were going to get the product. And while on the topic, You guys are very, very prone to being scammed right now, because there's so much of so much excitement to be able to get the next set. If I was a bad guy, I could get $2 million out of this community in no problem at all. You guys are buying on these shady websites, and you are paying like 20% below the average sale price and locking in these orders. There's a lot of you come release date that are not going to be getting your product. There's a lot of people right now who are doing pre-orders that are longer than their cardholder agreement, 6 months plus out, who are not going to be able to file chargeback claims. You need to find reputable companies. Even companies that are 6 months to a year old might not be good enough. And for the love of God, stop using Cash App and Venmo, and especially friends and family with people who are not all over the internet. Now, I take a lot of friends and family payment, but you know where a lot of you guys even know where I live. Okay, I am not a difficult person to find online. Just be careful. Millions of dollars are going to be lost over the next 6 months from people who don't know what they're doing, who are ordering from shady people. That's really it. Guys, last thing I want to leave you with, what have I been doing with my money? Where am I going now? I am really enjoying the stock market because guess what? I don't have a pocket or a closet full of Pokemon anymore, and I'm able to watch my money grow digitally. And if you like doing that type of stuff, and you enjoy the stock market, you want to make some money, my stock pick that I gave out on my Facebook page last week, and this one was funneled across to me. I did a ton of research, hours of research, is up 24% as of today. And I invested $15,000 of my Pokemon dollars into that, which has netted me $4,500 so far. I'm watching it in live right now. We're at $2.42 a share. Sidious Pharmaceuticals, CTXR. Check it out. If you want to sign up for Robinhood and get a free stock, I'm going to put my link in the description. I hope you appreciate this video. This will be my last one on the topic of Pokemon. This is an off the cuff, unless the market makes a massive rebound here over the next six months to a year. This is going to be it. We're going to get back to some reseller content here soon. I'm going to be back in a week. Maybe I'll shoot a video. Maybe I'll showcase some of the finds that I got. Hope you enjoyed the random off-the-cuff video. And remember, it's an important one. If you don't make that money, someone else will. Have a great day.